Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for February 28th. February 28th is the 59th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, with 308 days remaining until the end of the year, except for leap years, when there are 307 days remaining to the end of the year.
Today's word is synchronicity. Synchronicity is a noun that means the simultaneous occurrence of events which appear significantly related, but have no discernible causal connection. The coincidental occurrence of events, and especially psychic events, such as similar thoughts in widely separated persons or a mental image of an unexpected event before it happens, that seem related but are not explained by conventional mechanisms of causality. The word synchronicity was created or adapted from the adjective synchronic, which means at the same time, from the roots syn, which means together, and chron, which means time. Synchronic is first noted in 1775, although other forms of the concept are noted earlier. Carl Jung added the suffix "icity" to synchronic to turn the adjective into a noun, and this is first noted in the 1950s. With that word history in mind, examples of synchronicity may include such phenomena as seeing a word, an image, or a series of numbers repeatedly and looking for meaning in that experience. In a more complex example, imagine that you've had a dream about an old friend, and soon after you encounter that friend in some way. That's synchronicity.
And with that, we're going to start. On February 28, 1827, the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad was incorporated, becoming the first railroad in America to offer commercial transportation of both people and freight. On February 28, 1861, Congress created the Colorado Territory. This is the birthday of American chemist, biochemist, chemical engineer, peace activist, author, educator, Linus Pauling, born on February 28, 1901. Interesting to note that his discoveries inspired the work of James Watson and Francis Crick on the structures of DNA. Dr. Pauling lived to the age of 93. On February 28, 1935, DuPont scientist Wallace Carothers invented nylon. What a handy invention that's been. On February 28, 1953, Cambridge University scientists James W. Watson and Francis H.C. Crick announced to friends that they had determined the double helix structure of DNA, the molecule which contains human genes. A formal public announcement would take place later in the year. On February 28, 1983, the television series MASH aired its final episode. To this day, it holds the record for the highest viewership of a season finale. On February 28, 1993, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms launched a raid against the Branch Davidian compound in Waco, Texas. Let's just say it didn't go well. On February 28, 1997, a flash of gamma rays struck the Earth for a little over a minute. Enough for us to see it and take note of it, but not quite enough to end life as we know it.
Today's song is the theme from SWAT, an instrumental written by Barry Dvorzan and recorded by Rhythm Heritage. SWAT was an action crime TV show that ran for a couple seasons in the 1970s. The version that played on the show was recorded by the Composers Orchestra, but the version that made it out to the radio airwaves was recorded by Rhythm Heritage, and it's considered a disco genre song, which probably helped propel its popularity as disco was a big thing at the time. Recorded and released in 1975, Theme from SWAT hit number 1 on February 28, 1976. Link in the description to Rhythm Heritage's version and also to Barry Dvorzan's version if you'd like to compare the two.
And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that is called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, Parler, BitChute, and Getter. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Do not disturb.
Okay, I turned Do Not Disturb on.
Good job.
Third time better be a charm.
January 2nd. The 16th. It's all written in Roman numerals, so I had to translate it.
I think we got it this time.
Flinging happiness all over the place. Alrighty. Back to work.